Hello and welcome to Introduction to Physics Labs. My name is Paul Eric and today we want to do Lab 4.5a, which is entitled Electrical Circuits. And so this is going to be a 2-day lab. So we're going to be doing parts 1, 2, and 3 today, and then later we're going to be doing parts 4 and 5. So do not try to do the entire lab all at once because it could be kind of overwhelming. So we're going to cover this in 2 days. So the purpose of the lab is to be able to draw electrical circuits and then to be able to measure them using an ammeter and a voltmeter, and then also to be able to calculate what the currents and voltages ought to be in those circuits using Ohm's law. So we're going to do part 1 today, and so this is drawing electrical circuits. And so you need to know what are the symbols used for electrical circuits. So a resistor is going to be given by a squiggly line, and then a battery is going to be given by one of these things. Okay, and then also we're going to be using a voltmeter and an ammeter, and so a voltmeter is going to be measuring voltage and an ammeter is going to be measuring amperage, and so those are the two symbols that I'm going to be using for that. So the simulation that we're going to be using is going to be on PhET, and so you're going to go to the internet and type in PhET Circuit Construction Kit DC Virtual Lab, and then go ahead and open that. So I have already done that for you here. Okay, so I'm going to click on this. Okay, and then this is what it's going to look like. So you've got wires that you can pull onto your workstation, and then you're also going to need a battery, and then you're also going to need a resistor. So we're just going to make a simple circuit using a battery, a wire, and a resistor. And then notice that you can click on the battery, and then down here at the bottom you can change the voltage on the battery by sliding this back and forth. If you click on the resistor, then you can change the resistance of the resistor. Alright, so what we want to do is to make a simple circuit, and so in order to do that we need to connect our wires together, and this does require quite a few wires. So now you might be saying you don't need to use this many wires on this. Well, there is a method to my madness here, so there is a reason why I'm going to be using so many wires. Plus it's fun playing with the wires. Okay, and then so now we've got the battery connected to the resistor, and you notice that nothing's happening. So you see those little blue circles in there that's got the negative sign on them? What do you think that they represent? Well, I won't tell you, but I think you know. It's a particle that has a negative charge to it. And you notice that this thing, nothing's happening because I haven't completed the circuit. So I need to get out one more here, and then, okay, and then now you notice that the little blue dots are starting to move in there. And you should also notice that on this battery, this is the positive end of the battery, and so this is the part that has the knob on it. And then this side over here is the negative end of the battery. And so what do you notice? The negative charges are coming out the negative end of the battery, and then they're going back in to the positive end because opposites attract. So if this is positive and the electrons are, oh, I just said what they are, but if these things are negative, they're going to be attracted to each other. And so that's the direction that a negative current goes. Now, physics people, they always like to use positive charges. So could you imagine that instead of negative charges going, now this would be counterclockwise, could you imagine that positive charges would be coming out of the positive terminal and they would be going clockwise around it? So that is how a physics person defines electricity. So it's the movement of positive charges, but it's really the other charges that are moving in the wire. So a electrician likes to think of it's being negative charges that makes the current. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference. It's a sign convention type deal there. So now we have made a circuit, and in the lab it says to take a snippet of it. So you're going to go down here and click on this and then type in the word snip, and then you're going to find that software for it, and then you're going to take a picture of the screen, and then you're going to embed it into the lab. So if you've forgotten how to take a snip, then go to the modules and then find the lesson that I have on the scientific method and science and math topics. So find that document and open it, and I have a whole bunch of videos there. The very last video is going to say how to do a snippet, and so if you want to watch that video, I explain in detail how to do that. And if you already know how to do it, then we're going to go back to here, and you're going to put your snippet here of the circuit that you have just made. Okay, so that is part 1. So now we're ready to do part 2 in just a moment. So I'll see you then.